There are issues with false negatives. If you think that one test is going to be the gold standard, you are going to miss some cases.
As COVID cases are rising in Quebec, with a Montreal study estimating up to 32,000 new infections were recorded per day last week in the province, demand for these rapid tests is skyrocketing. But just because you have COVID-like symptoms and you do a test at home, experts say it doesn't mean you'll have a clear picture of your situation on day one of your symptoms.
A lot of different patients say that, they've tested negative 1, 2, 3 times only to have a positive test later on. So there are a lot of false negatives.
This was the case for Montrealer Gabe Morehouse-Anderson, who had COVID on March 25th.
I was feeling symptoms and then I tested myself actually a week before that and I was negative. And then my neighbor who I'm friends with then said that they tested positive. So then I tested and I ended up being positive.
But it took her and those in her entourage more than one rapid test to find out.
I'm an essential worker, so it was pretty tough to just have to be unsure. And then a bunch of people at my work are testing positive and then negative and then positive, and it's not great for having a bunch of essential workers not being sure what's happening.
If you test too early in the course of the illness, it's likely to be a false negative. So if you get your symptoms today, you probably won't develop a positive test for at least 3-4 days, because for the first 2 days, you don't have enough virus in your nasal cavity to be detected by the test. The other issues that come up is how people take the swabs. If you don't get a good enough sample, that decreases the sensitivity of the test as well.
On Tuesday, 1,481 Quebecers self-declared they were positive on rapid tests. Public Health estimates that 75% of new cases in Quebec are the Omicron BA2 subvariant.
If it looks like you have COVID and you're exposed to somebody who has COVID, it's probable that you have COVID, even if the first rapid test that you do is negative.
You're not really sure what you can or can't do, if you can go outside the house, if you can continue your job or go to school.
Quebecers must isolate for at least 5 days as soon as they either test positive or show symptoms of COVID-19 and avoid going out in public for the 5 days after that, and to keep testing, even if demand has increased 3 to 4 times more for obtaining rapid tests in pharmacies. Quebecers 14 and up are encouraged to get their hands on a free box of 5 rapid tests once a month.
It's important to test sequentially, meaning to test multiple times, and to remember the old adage that if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
In Montreal, Alyssia Rubertucci, City News.